Welcome to Own Your Words. Decisive. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Decisive. Decisive. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Able to make decisions quickly, and confidently, or showing this quality. 2. If you make decisions quickly, you are someone who is decisive. 3. If a fact, action, or event is decisive, it makes it certain that there will be a particular result. 4. If someone is decisive, they have or show an ability to make quick decisions, in a difficult or complicated situation. 5. That settles or can settle a dispute, question, etc. Conclusive. Examples. 1. This decisive defeat puts them out of contention for this year's championship finals. 2. Unless decisive action is taken to combat the disease, the death toll will continue to rise. 3. The other set of four-party decisive structures involves all four parties being pivotal. 4. To begin with, one can surmise that the volume of demand played a decisive role. 5. Advance preparation often made a decisive difference in defeating coup attempts. 6. This solved the difficulty of military service apparently, but with decisive consequences. 7. The heavy and decisive operations of the war were carried out by the Bulgarian army. 8. Apparently, there had been a brief and decisive skirmish and I'd just missed it. 9. Raheem patted my shoulder then withdrew his arm, his jaw set at a decisive angle. 10. Above all, he has no conception of a decisive transition, in the natural sciences. 11. After all the decisive victories of the day, my life was to end in sticky death. 12. I hope the church as a whole will meet the challenge of this decisive hour. Decorative. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Decorative. Decorative. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Things that are decorative have no purpose except to look pretty. 2. That serves to decorate, ornamental. 3. Intended to look attractive rather than be useful. 4. Something that is decorative is intended to look pretty, or attractive. 5. Serving only to decorate, in contrast to providing a meaningful experience. Examples. 1. Put some colored icing on the fairy cakes, if you want them to look a bit more decorative. 2. This statement may be inverted, ribs applied to smoothly turning surfaces are decorative. 3. Available in 12 colors, they're made with decorative stitching, and elegant fringe. 4. The curtains are for purely decorative purposes, and do not open or close. 5. And of course what is really appealing about them is that, they are very decorative. 6. There is no need to add decorative chives, or a generous scattering of verdant herbs. 7. They rake the front garden, set out tea tables and folded napkins into decorative shapes. 8. Audrey sighed and sat on the brick wall of the decorative fountain, near the bus stop. 9. A piece of decorative wood paneling was peeling off, and hanging at an odd angle. 10. Old and wrinkled, each nobleman wore fine clothes, and decorative swords. 11. Only after this, did the city outlaw the decorative use of wood, on its buildings. 12. She supposed this was the sort of thing people with decorative furniture did. Defective. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Defective. Defective. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. If something is defective, there is something wrong with it, and it does not work properly. 2. Not made properly, or not working properly. 3. Having a defect or defects, imperfect, faulty. 4. Something doesn't work quite right, because it's damaged in some way. 5. Something that is defective has a fault in it, and does not work correctly. Examples. 1. However, this is defective logic, based not on the presence of evidence but on its absence. 2. The results support a link between aerobic resistance and effective oxygen scavenging. 3. The seed was defective, and the resulting crop was little better than useless. 4. The biological truth is the opposite, all biologists know that males are defective females. 5. She heard a whooshing, like the sound of a defective heart, someone flushing the toilet. 6. But that can't be the original. It's too small. A prototype, maybe. A defective model. 7. And genetic crosses revealed that, every mutant was defective in only one gene. 8. The film ends with a woman, who has a nightmare of bearing a mentally defective child. 9. It's only women who can't, who remain stubbornly closed, damaged, defective. 10. All save 2 involved a search or seizure without a warrant, or with a defective warrant. 11. No longer did I have to face the certainty, that she would end up with a mental defective. 12. They're viewed as in over their heads, and possessed of unfailingly defective judgment. Defensive. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Defensive. Defensive. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. You use defensive to describe things that are intended to protect someone, or something. 2. Someone who is defensive is behaving in a way that shows they feel unsure, or threatened. 3. Someone on the defensive is concerned with justifying their actions or words. 4. Used or intended to protect someone, or something against attack. 5. Behaving in a way that shows you think someone is criticizing you even if they are not. Examples. 1. Police officers claimed that their actions during the riots were purely defensive. 2. It was also probably in part a defensive measure, on the part of the ego itself. 3. She heard the blustering, defensive note in his voice, and knew that he was ashamed. 4. The government hastily organized defensive measures against the raids. 5. I'd always played a defensive game, waiting for my opponent to make a mistake. 6. Research involving the use of biological warfare agents will be used for defensive purposes. 7. The tone of the feminist speaker suggested they were adopting a rather defensive posture. 8. I understand what you're saying, I tell her, trying not to sound defensive. 9. Mr. Gallanter said he was counting upon our infield to act as a solid defensive front. 10. I'm 23, I said, trying to keep the defensive tone out of my voice. 11. The hunters had set up a defensive line on 37th, just 3 blocks north of Olympus. 12. I'm defensive about one in Ollie's Supper Club, before I even knock on the door. Degenerative. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Degenerative. Degenerative. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. A degenerative disease, or condition is one that gets worse as time progresses. 2. Of, relating to, involving, or causing degeneration. 3. A degenerative illness is one in which the body, or a part of the body gradually stops working. 4. A degenerative disease is one that gradually gets worse. Examples. 1. Alzheimer's is a degenerative brain disease that damages, and kills brain cells. 2. Another accused the focus on her weight of eclipsing a degenerative genetic condition. 3. Her daughter was just 17 when she was diagnosed with a degenerative disc in her back. 4. I would therefore like to propose that conservatism be classified as a degenerative disease. 5. The statement said Hoskins was diagnosed with the degenerative nerve condition last fall. 6. Why was Pat the only super who got a degenerative condition from his powers? 7. As for his hip, he had been suffering for years from a degenerative condition. 8. It provides information on the transmissible degenerative disease, scrapie in sheep. 9. New elements appear in addition to degenerative changes in the normal red corpuscles. 10. In fact, the results show a slowing of the degenerative effects of aging in human cells. 11. In all Malacocotylia except the Halostimidae, the ensuing change is a degenerative one. 12. It's unusual to find someone with a degenerative illness in a rom-com. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos. Meanings and examples are available in video description.